is that we will have a viable congregation, a multicultural congregation that is alive and has much to offer to people in the community.
The problems that we face have been great, but no problem is bigger than God. So we need to understand that no matter how much adversity we go through, God is with us.
We have an opportunity to start something new and wonderful, and I believe we can build on our tradition and use this opportunity to grow the church and bring other people into our fellowship.
Although the building may crumble, it's the members, it's the people, it's the family, it's the camaraderie, it's the glue that will hold us all together.
Our church split from the members, I should say, split from the Presbyterians, which they were a part of, because the Presbyterians, they were not against slavery.
I was born into this church, so I don't know when my official connection with it was. I mean, I was just plunked down here in the pews, listening to my father preach.
Euclid Avenue is home for me. The church that I belong to, the people are very caring and supportive, seemingly understanding. We have a mixed congregation, older people, a few young people. We're trying to get some young people to come in with us. But I just loved the church since I've been a member.
Well, it's been 35 years that we've belonged to this church, and when we first came, our son was just starting kindergarten, and our daughter was 4 years older, and we raised them here in this church. We made an intentional decision to come to this church.
It's been an opportunity to build on something that I've seen in other churches in other cities. It looks, or I want it to look, just like what God's idea of a church should be.
One of the really big things for me is the respect for children. When the first Sunday we came and I saw that during the children's time, the children were seated in the front pew, like, I mean, every other place I've been for a children's sermon, the kids go up front and they're kind of on display. But here, I felt like that was treating them very respectfully. And so that's one of the things that I love, is that kids have an important place here at the church.
Our ultimate goal was always to belong to a church and have a nice church building again, rather than meeting in homes or vacant stores and that type of thing. So we wanted the feel of actually being in a church, and we felt that as a group, all of us could join Euclid Avenue Congregational Church, and that they were in the right kind of a place in their life that we could fit in as a group and sort of merge with their congregation.
We were just glad to be stable and coming to a church that was stable and really diversified. We liked the diversity in the church, and we came about 20 of us together. And we really enjoyed the service and the multicultural, multiracial atmosphere.
That's what I like about my church most of all, that those people don't all look like me. I wouldn't want to go to a church where everyone looks like me. They complete me.
The diversity of this place is also very special. I've worshiped and we've worshiped as a family in places that maybe weren't as diverse as this church family, but there is a beauty in the diversity. It represents what the world looks like, and so this is a place that I think many people can come and feel comfortable. Many people can come and know that this church is mission focused, that we are looking outward and trying to do what we can do in the community, and that we will do it together as a church family that welcomes and loves one another, because at the end of the day, we're all here to do God's work and do it together.
Shortly before midnight on March 23, 2010, the church building was destroyed by fire after a lightning strike.
As for me, the fire was devastating. I was on site barely 2 hours after it started. The clinic called me, and I came down, and when I finally found a place to park, went around the corner, and there was smoke, fire, literally flame pouring out of every window, every door. It was obvious that the building was going to be a total loss.
When I saw the church burn, it hurt my heart. I had just lost my mom, my uncle, and then I was like, Lord, now my church. But I was given the comfort of knowing that my God is a good God and that it was okay. And I think that's when I found peace. I found understanding, and I found strength.
Well, the fire has touched me spiritually. It's given me an idea of how one goes forward with hope. I must admit that on that very day, I was numb for about a week.
Euclid Avenue Congregational Church, being like a second family. And so when I got a call at 6:30 that morning from a member saying that Euclid Avenue Congregational Church was burning down, I came over and it was like looking at my own home, my church home, burning down, being destroyed.
It affected me personally in that, first of all, my spouse was the lay leader in the church at that time. So I was on the telephone constantly. I had a hard time sleeping. It was just a lot of work in addition to the grief of losing the building. And I would be going along okay, and then I would suddenly think of something else that was at the church that was lost, and I would become tearful as I'm becoming now. And it was a big loss.
When that building burned down, I think Pastor Terry said it best. She said that the building, the building is just a building, but the church is the people within the church. And I don't think that I was nearly as attached to it as many other people, not growing up there, and I had only been going there for a year or two at that time. So I don't think it really affected me nearly as much as most other people. But still, it was like a family's house burning down, and that affected me more just because it affected other people so much.
It hit me that I couldn't believe that this wonderful building was not there anymore. I had dreams about it for a while, of what it was like to be there and to walk through the building and to sit in the sanctuary and to listen to the wonderful organ and to be in the choir there and to be with my friends there. It took a while to see how the same group of people was going to work together in a totally new surrounding.
For me, the church fire had a devastating effect on me because as a professional television news reporter, it was my job to cover the fire. Who knew better about the workings of the Euclid Avenue Congregational Church than me? I'm the only professional journalist working in television in Cleveland who's a member of the church. But at the same time, I had to remain steadfast in my professional job, reporting about the fire to the public. And at the end of the day, the enormity of it finally hit me after I stopped everything. At the end of the day, the enormity of what I'd covered hit me, and there were tears which welled up in my eyes, on the newscast at the very end of the story that I've been covering all day long on several newscasts. The mission of Euclid Avenue Congregational Church of the United Church of Christ is called as followers of Jesus Christ to welcome all people, to be a multiracial, multicultural, open and affirming congregation, and seeks to provide an active witness of God's love and justice throughout the world.
All I can say is that I hope that something comes out of it that flourishes again.
Even though things may seem at their worst, like you have nothing left, if you have people, you have love, and you have faith, you can pretty much get through anything.
My hope for Euclid Avenue Congregational Church is that we not only remember who we are, but whose we are in going forward, and that we work to discern what God's will is for us and not get caught up in things that divide us, as the pastor said today in her sermon.
I think Euclid Avenue is a viable part of this community, and it doesn't matter if we relocate or if we build in the same spot. I think if we're together, I think that is all one could ever aspire to.
So we need to continue to focus on being a church, continue to worship, continue to be a church family, and continue to strive and hope to be the best that we can be, and that we can reach out and help others who are not as fortunate.
And I'm looking forward to clarity of mission and also a chance of rejoining as a full community, working on the grieving process for the old building, for the potential of the new, whatever the new physical location will be, and becoming a stronger community as a congregation. That's my hope for the future.
I think because I've been a member a long time and I'm one of the older members, I can bring the memories and the traditions that we don't want to lose. But I think I'm flexible enough also to be willing to sacrifice some of the old ways and look at new ones.
That we have an opportunity to start something new and wonderful, and I believe we can build on our tradition and use this opportunity to grow the church and bring other people into our fellowship.
Keep doing the things that you're doing that are good, but also spread out and let the church have the same kind of courage it had when it did involve itself.
Here we find ourselves at the property where the former church of Euclid Avenue Congregational Church stood, here at 9606 Euclid Avenue, for more years than we could count. And so contained here in the midst of this space are memories of babies being blessed, couples being married and entering into the covenant of marriage. Here in this space are the homegoings of several members of the congregation, or memorial services to remember who they were and what they meant in the lives of these people. And today we find ourselves on an empty plot. But what I think is significant is that this is not the end, but the beginning.
We believe that God is still speaking to Euclid Avenue Congregational Church. This is not the last chapter of our history. This is the beginning of a new chapter, a great chapter. We are excited to see what God will do in us and through us. We are a people of faith, trusting a faithful God.